And me and Lindy and Pat and Peggy would hike back in the woods back behind your house and behind the Dunn's house.
Right.
There was a big hill up there with a big crater in it, and Peggy always told us that was a volcano. What was that?
I don't know.
It was a meteorite.
Oh, a meteorite.
But it had a big
When was that? When did that happen? Long years ago?
As far as
Before
I
our
know,
time.
it was maybe as a meteorite because there were melted rocks all around.
Oh, okay.
Some mines built a house on it.
Uh-huh.
And it made Dolores upset because she said it all the time been covered up. And I think the street behind there is called Rocky Hill. And I can see why it's just a rocky hill. But all over, there was a big hole in the ground. And a big rock or rock got inside. So I wrote to Mr. Monning in Fort Worth because he was a star. He engaged in stargazing and moon. And I wrote to him one time and asked him about it. And he said, as far as he could tell, it would have to be a meteorite.
Huh.
That's
He didn't
interesting.
come out and look at it, but described it like I did. And he said it had to be a meteorite. Of course, it's way out in the country back then.
Mm-hmm. Way back then,
How big are we talking about? Do you?
Well, when we were little, it seemed really big to us, but
Yeah,
It was probably about the size of this whole area through here.
This area.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say probably 7 or 8 feet
Across.
Okay. And it was, when I remember seeing it was about that deep.
Mhm.
But we also had heard somebody say that there were some men who were having a moonshine still. But Mother said she hadn't heard that.
Ward Garrett.
That was down behind Ward Garrett's house, wasn't it?
Maybe Ward Garrett.
That was down behind his house where they supposed to have
Where
that.
did that meteorite hit? In what area?
It's off of Sublette Road. You know where the big hill is? It's called Murray Hill Estates. There, Don Line.
Beer Lane.
Oh, yeah.
At the very end on the left. Right at the very end to the left.
Oh, okay.
But you said it's covered up because they built on top of
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Is your,
But that-
is your house built on top of it, Vera?
No,
Build a
it's
house
the
on
next hill.
No.
Yeah.
So you can't see it, obviously.
No, you can't see it.
Now.
It's interesting. I never heard that.
I remember seeing in the what used to be called the Children's Museum, they had a piece of metallic looking rock in one of the showcases, and it was supposed to be a particle of a meteorite that fell in this area. Maybe that's
Where, honey?
maybe
At the Children's Museum.
Mm-hmm.
maybe that was where it fell.
They used to have one there in the old post office there across from the store. Hanging there, it's baling wire.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What for?
To just show
Meteorite.
the.
Oh.
Something of interest.
Oh. Well, I guess it was attractive with baling wire hanging from it.
Yeah, but that was okay back then.
Besides baling wire.
Back in those days, bailing
Yeah.
wire was to go inside.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That would have been interesting.
The Mineral Well Clinic, back before the war, which what they called the 3C camp. The government sent men out to WPA work to build rock buildings on rock. They built us a rock well on our school grounds. And then they also built the rock wall, which is, some of it is still standing at the school, the demonstration building. And but they called, they built them all over Texas that I know of. I don't know where else they might have built them. But they built those rock buildings and rock houses and everywhere that gave the men work. And then there wasn't any work yet, so that's when they gave them work. And anyway, they built a little building in Kennedale. We had a mineral well. And I'm so aggravated to this day.
Oh, I know.
understand whoever built down in there built over that mineral well that is covered up. Do y'all know anything about that?
Well, we used to have a book that was a history of Tarrant County, and it had about the origins of Kennedale, and about Mr. Kennedale coming here originally, and it went on to say that people came here from all over to drink the mineral water and bathe in the mineral water and take pictures because it was beneficial for their health.
Yes.
So evidently it went back to the start of Kennedale.
But anyway, they built a building there, and Dr. Hammond and Miss Mary Sparker, she was his nurse. They had a clinic, and this is during the war when you could run there and you had a splinter in your hand or cut your toe or something. That way you could always go to Miss Parker or to Dr. Hammond. So that was the clinic.
Now, where was it built at? The clinic's on Broadway.
I don't know.
Broadway.
It's on Broadway.
Oh, it is Broadway.
Yes,
Broadway.
Broadway.
It was down.
Dr. Hammond.
Across from the scout hut.
It was down.
Yeah, across.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you know where it was down there by, you know where the scout hut is now?
Yeah.
Over there
Whatever
across the
street
road.
that's on.
In fact, it was there for years till they,
If you took
oh yeah.
municipal straight into Broadway, you'd cross.
Run into it.
right into the
I understand
clinic
it's
buildings
covered
and
up.
well and so forth.
Is there not any way they can ever access that mineral well? I mean, that's just not your normal well.
Well, there's 3 houses built on
Yeah.
top of it.
Yeah, I know.
Robinson's
Mark.
house and those two, all 3 of those to the east of George Lowry's house, the building, where that